Hey there, everybody, welcome back. Let's talk Manchester United. Ipswich Town won, Manchester United won. Before we get into anything else, I want to first off start off talking about Rashford and Casemiro. There were a lot of things that went wrong yesterday, but the first thing I want to talk about is Rashford and Casemiro and how horrible they were. They've been bad for a long time now, with Casemiro and Rashford both, coincidentally. They've been bad since the beginning of last season. And other players have been bad as well, but the reason why I want to talk about them first off is because a lot of players in the team came playing from international. So I get it, they're tired. Some of them arrived on Friday, so definitely not doing that well in terms of fitness. Maybe, I don't know, they might have an excuse. Other players play well, but on international duty play well, but whatever. Okay, whatever. Then you have youngsters. Youngsters, I understand. Garnacho, he's a youngster, but he also wasn't international. Xerxes did play well, but we'll get onto that later. So I get it if you're a youngster, or maybe like Tristan Eriksen, whatever. You're there. You're 150 pounds a week. You have a bad game. I get it. But the thing with Rashford and Casemiro, both of them weren't on internationals, so they had all the time in the world to rest. And the biggest gripe that I have about them is they're our biggest earners. They both make £300,000 or above. You know who else is on that list? The likes like Kevin De Bruyne, Erling Haaland, Salah. So when you're paying that much, in any common sense, when you pay a lot, you expect a lot, right? Once in a while you get it, doesn't perform that well. I get it, right? But for a season and a half almost, they've been horrible. They've been shitty. Just here and there, you get a little glimpse of it, come in, come out. Now with Rashford, we've been with him. We've supported him. There's been ups, there's been downs. There's fans that are toxic towards him. There are fans who support him. But the thing is, we've all reached a point where we're like, what are we getting from him? I personally think that Rashford is going to be a player who's eventually going to play for the likes of Fulham or something like that, like Theo Walcott did or Danny Welbeck is doing right now. Someone like that. Or maybe he'll go abroad and make money over there. But he's not going to be playing for a top four side. Definitely not a championship winning side. Maybe with Manchester United, he somehow is in the squad and we win. But he definitely is not the type of player who can help elevate us, or elevate anyone for that matter. Casemiro definitely could at one point in his career, but right now he cannot do that. So just because somebody did it before, that doesn't mean they can do it now. Right? Like, just because Zidane did it 20 years ago, or how about we take R9, put R9 as a striker for United, now would he do a good job? No, he wouldn't, because it was a different time. So same thing with Casemiro. He is done. He cannot perform at the level he's supposed to, but it is frustrating for us because as United fans, we wait for our teams to come. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you, because I definitely was very, very optimistic coming into this game week. Amorim's first game, and to make things worse, we scored in the first 2 minutes, and it gave me hope. It honestly gave me hope. I thought we would win. I thought we would do better than what we did, but we were horrendous. I could not have imagined the performance that we put in. I get it. It's after an international break, so some teams don't do that well, and we saw that across the league this weekend. We've had a lot of weird results, Man City being one of them, but that's a different story. So I get that, but at the same time, it is Ipswich, and we should have done better. Maybe we draw, but we make a lot of chances, but that didn't happen. The only clear chance we kind of had was a goal, and even that wasn't that clear. Ipswich actually had more chances on goal and the better chances on goal. If anything, if Ipswich won, a lot of people wouldn't complain. But at the same time, nobody would blame Amorim. Because one thing, what I was sure of about has actually come true. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you thought of it the same way, where we were like, Ten Hag is really doing a bad job. Yeah, but it's a player's fault. There's not anything that we see over there that says the players are doing a great job and everything's on the manager. The difference between Amorim, and I think this is why Amorim might actually succeed at United, Amorim can actually defend himself with words. Because what Ten Hag had tried to say for a year and a half, Amorim did in his first game. And that's when he said that at this level, we don't coach players on these things. This is supposed to be a given. This is supposed to be something that they can do. It's like knowing Excel in today's day and age in a job. It's just something you need to just know and do. But our players, for some reason, cannot do it. And Amorim called it out in the first game itself. So the result, honestly, I'm not happy with it one bit. I really, really wanted us to win. in terms of reality, anything can happen this season. If we do really amazing, it's not. It's still. There's still a long way to go. And every season, you see that things that are in November don't necessarily mean it's going to be the reality in May. A couple seasons ago, we had Spurs top of the league, and this was with Mourinho. He ended up getting sacked that season. So things can change a lot. So just because we're doing really badly right now doesn't mean we will continue doing badly. However, Amorim said one thing. I don't know if he said it after the game immediately or on the next day in his press conference. But basically, he said we're going to lose a lot more because it's going to be tough. And honestly, I don't care about what anybody else says. No fans, no media, nothing. Amorim needs to do what he wants to do. He said he's not going to compromise his game plan for results. And honestly, that's a good thing because this season's gone anyways. The only thing what we should aim for this season is not getting relegated and winning the Europa League, because it will do one thing: win us a trophy and get us into the Champions League, which is what we expected at the beginning of the season. We weren't thinking of winning the Premier League. We've all joking about it. Some deluded fans were thinking we're going to win the Premier League, but we have the same chance now of winning the Premier League than we did at the beginning of the season, which is very, very unlikely. Something like Leicester season to happen. So as long as we win the Europa League, which is very doable because the only other big team over there is maybe Roma, Spurs, and maybe one or two, but honestly, we should be able to beat them easily. And if Amorim can get this team working and functioning well by next March, April, when it really gets tough in the Europa League, we can definitely win it. So he should continue trying to make the squad better. He should try and fish out all of the crap that's there, because there's a lot of crap. One thing what I like seeing in the game against Ipswich, which we haven't gotten under Fernandes, is different combinations for one, and secondly, players got subbed off without a care in the world. No favorites, nothing like that. And I hope that continues, because I have a slight feeling that eventually some message is going to come to Amorim and say that, hey, you can be taking Rashford off so much, or you can be taking Bruno off so many times. They're our biggest merch sellers. So I have a feeling something like that might come down the line, but at the same time, it is Ineos. And they're going to back their man. With Ten Hag, well, come on, nobody. If it's a previous guy, every organization you've been in, whether it's football or anywhere else, the new people come in, they want the previous guy to fail so that they can get their guy in. And now that they have gotten their guy in, I think they are going to support him. But let's see. It's going to take a while. I really, really, really hope that we start playing better. These players, I was disgusted by their performance. I couldn't believe that they didn't put an effort in. One thing what I could not get is it's their first game for a new manager. You want to impress them. Nobody really tried. Except for Ahmad Onana, who had an amazing game, who is the only reason why we did not lose. And Mazraoui. Other players like De Ligt and a couple others had kind of average games, but overall, it was really bad. And we needed to start performing better. Another thing that I did like is having Højlund and Xerxes on the field at the same time. It did really make things different. However, Xerxes does need to get into the box more because he is a forward at the end of the day. He kind of tends to forget that, but he is. And I don't know. Anyways, the next game, Bodeglum, I really hope we win that. Even if we don't, I don't think it really matters. This Europa League format honestly is dog shit. And I couldn't care less about it as long as we get through. But after that, we have Everton, which can be challenging. It is Sean Dyche, and we are finding it difficult for enough goals, so you never know. Anyways, thank you everybody for watching. Take care, and go Manchester United.